Welcome back. On the eve of Hard Fork 25 for the Hive blockchain, I am going to have a discussion about PeakD unique features that we have done, and we did not do a post, but there's some pretty big stuff in there, and there's some reasons we didn't do a post because we have a slew of features planned for tomorrow after the hard fork. After it's all stable, we'll turn the switch for features that we've already created and already tested and turn them on. And then maybe I think after that, we're planning on doing a post, but I'm already doing a video for you to show you what's going on. And here on our Discord and on BChat, we also posted these on the chat system right on PeakD. We posted all the new features that are there. So there's a ton of new things. Some of them are small. There's one really big one, search. There's some updates, some fixes. This is kind of just, this is a testament to how much our users help share, hey, can you fix this? Or this wasn't as expected, or this maybe could be tweaked a little bit. Did a ton of those things. Over the last month, there hasn't been a lot of posts from us with feature updates. And because there's a lot in one on this one, we also did some silent updates where we did some updates but didn't post about it at all. And now you're getting a video. So the big thing is, if you go into PeakD and you do a search, we're going to do a search for, let's just try Idaho. And I wanted to show you here that we've got a new layout. This is the layout for desktop. If you go to mobile, you'll see search more prominently displayed now. It will be different because of less space. We don't have all the other types of searches on the right-hand side. So here we have 6 different types of searches: searching post, communities, users, topics, badges, and collections. Those are all very different things that we have on Hive and PeakD, right? So communities, users, topics. PeakD also has badges and collections. And these aren't just specific to PeakD. It's just that many other interfaces have not integrated these two things yet. They are open and available for them to integrate. I think someone else has done badges. Maybe Hive Blog did badges, but collections is pretty new. All right, so it's doing let's do a search for Idaho. There is another reason why we haven't necessarily done a post, because there are still some cleanup aspects of search. When you saw that I typed in a search for Idaho, but it had hike, that was my previous search was there. So a few little things like that. If you ever see little things like that, please just take a screenshot, share it with us. We would be much obliged. So, but we wanted to get this out before the hard fork so we could focus on the hard fork, so we could also release all these other improvements as well at the same time, and kind of perhaps do some sort of live testing of search. Now, let me give you a rundown of how search works. So this isn't, I mean, there's so many things going on here. There's simple search. So when you go in here, it looks like that. I had opened up advanced, so it was already open from previously. Okay, so there is a default, and it was saved. The default for most people is going to be best, but I had been playing around, so I had it set to a different one. So each time you change the sorting order, we're basically doing another search. It is significantly different, so we're doing another search. So here we are. So this sorting mechanism is something that we made to take the results of what Hive Searcher created and change it up a little bit to give perhaps a few things, a little bit higher focus on newer type stuff as opposed to really old stuff. Actually, my last search was, so the default is set to whatever your last search defaults were. You should probably tell us if that's how you expect it to be. So this is how it defaults for everyone their first time using it. It is set to simple. It is set to all. It is set to best. So this would be the search for that. So we've got some older stuff, some 2019, but we also don't default heavily to the 2016 and 2017 era. As far as I've noticed, we don't show a ton of those ones. Um, but you can also go to search by relevance, which is Hive Searcher's default. Remember, they run a service, a server, an API that helps provide search results. And it's as good as basically the sorting options that they provide or your advanced search options that you also put into it. Okay. So this one also doesn't give a lot of, well, here's some 2017 results. Maybe there just wasn't a lot of posts from 2016. So there we go. This relevance will have a lot more results than the best. It is has a fewer total. Also, you can do recent. So just the last post that used the word Idaho was 12 hours ago, and then 2 days ago, and then 3 days ago. So there you go. So there are filters. There are 2 additional filters. So you would consider the word a filter, and then you also have author as a filter. So let's see how many posts I have written about Idaho, and we will hit the search button. The enter button didn't work, so that's another little bug. Feel free to report that to us. I think maybe I've put that on the list, but okay. So yeah, I've done quite a few posts on Idaho. And then another filter would be topic. So let's say, what would a normal topic that I would normally use? Geez, I don't know. Landscape photography. I've got to have used that. Oh, 2 landscape photography topic tags. Okay, so we're going to remove that, do another search, and then there's another filter that we don't even consider advanced, so it's even in the simple, and that is a filter by time. So Hive Searcher has 4 different time options. All time, so since 2016, last year, last month, last week. So we can see now if you're doing a recent, then that doesn't make as much sense. Let's go back to best and then search by just last year. Okay. So while that figures it out, there we go. Let's see if everything is as expected. 10 days ago, October 2020. So yeah, these are all within the last year, but sorted by best. So if you don't want to see some of the old stuff, you just want to see new stuff, there you go. All right, so this is kind of a rundown of search, but also if there are things here, we have a new user search where we're using Hive Searcher to present some of these options. So Idaho is in there in a few different places. One thing that I have suggested personally is that the actual word, if there is a username that is specifically that word, it should be first. So there's some examples of things like, that wasn't exactly what I expected. I expected the actual account with the actual letters, the exact letters to be first. Let us know that sort of things. And then if there are more things available, then you can, there should be collections with that. Let's see why there aren't. There we go. Collections. So if you do a search specifically for users, so this would be another example. I hope Asgarth is also watching that when we redid the search, we actually have quite a few options. And Idaho is way down on the list. But the view more just basically moves it over and doesn't redo the search. So it just pushes it over there, and collection wasn't showing previously. So there's a few little things like that. If you find them, just send them our way. One of the reasons we did a just quick update and not a full post about it. All right, so there's now a tooltip when you do a default beneficiary. So if I go in and I create a post, it's saying that I have a 5% beneficiary. Okay. And you just click on it and it's gone. So if I go into advanced, there it is. There's my 5% beneficiary. Okay. All right. So the next thing is option to remove all default beneficiaries at once. So I need to see that again. So we're going to create a post and we can review those. And we can go to edit defaults. And so you can remove all. So the other one did not show up. So that's a little bug there too. So Sergio, if you're watching. And so you can remove them all. So there are new users that have referral beneficiaries. And so we're showing them, hey, just so you don't forget, you have default beneficiaries. If you want to remove them all, that's fine. You can remove them per post as well. All right. We're add a button to access snippets when writing a comment. This actually probably is a big deal. And my internet's slow. Let me refresh the page. I am on a hotspot. Okay. So we're going to write a post. We're going to comment here. I don't know if I have any default snippets. I have snippets that I write for other things, for my posts, but I don't have any. So you can have access to your snippets that you have for your posts, which is actually pretty cool. This is the code. This is the code for adding two pictures. So if I want to add two pictures side by side here, then I would actually put in the insert a picture here, insert a picture here, and they would be side by side. So now I have access to that on snippets. I mean, what's one thing that you would, I hesitate to write things that seem like spammy sort of stuff. I don't want to give people ideas to do spam. But a lot of comments could be considered spam if you write them as snippets. If you save them as snippets and then put them into comments quite a bit. But for example, we can go into a community, and the community, people that run the communities, I know there was one in here. So new people's in the community, when they post, Photo Games account responds to them. So this right here can be a default snippet. So that's a great example of a community welcoming new users in that community. And this would all just be a snippet. Okay. So a great example there. So you would save this, and let me give you that example real fast. It's a long post, a lot of comments. So what we're gonna do here is a test snippet. We're gonna give it a title, and we copied that, and now we're putting it right here, right? So we're gonna save it. So I'm gonna go back, and I'm going to, I want to write this person a thing, a comment, but I've already saved it. So I'm going to copy there and then post it quickly. There you go. So you don't have to go to an external source for things that you write often. Okay, so that is comment snippets. So we are supporting recurring transfers in the wallet. This will be what is active after the hard fork. We're going to release that. There's a and I'll do a video on that, I guess, afterwards. New recurring transfer management as well. Collateral conversions. So that's the ability to turn Hive dollars into Hive. We're going to update vote value estimations because hard fork is changing the vote values. We're going to show warning on governance vote expiring, which is a hard fork 25 thing, and a new wallet section to manage recurring transfers. All those things are hard fork 25 stuff. We're added option to remove all beneficiaries at once. You saw that earlier. We're going to allow PeakD to set the RPC node used by Hive keychain. This is more an advanced sort of thing. It is default on. So I will show you it real fast, even if you may not quite understand it. So if you go into here, this is the new setting right here. So switch automatically. You can. These are all the nodes that we consider, and we set you to the one that is probably working the best and we believe has the most capacity to handle a lot of traffic. So API hive.blog. We will also tell Keychain, if you use Keychain, and I do, we will tell Keychain to use the same node. So Keychain has the ability to set nodes as well, but if you want PeakD to be in charge of telling Keychain which nodes to use, that is the thing. If you want it for some reason, and we were trying to think, is there a reason to not have that? But just in case, this is definitely an advanced thing. We should probably say advanced and not stress people out about it. You do not need to change this. It's a pretty good thing. It's a pretty cool behind the scenes sort of feature. And then we are showing the notification for the upcoming hard fork, which isn't actually that far away. Maybe you're even listening to this later. So let me go through these and see if any of these need to be shown. It's basically the rest of these things. I mean, search and all the hard fork stuff are the big things. A proof post outline generator for for complex header text. I mean, that's just something that someone randomly requested and not too many people probably use, but for them, it really helped. So recently used topics and tags. That's actually a pretty cool new feature. So these are my most recently used topics, okay? Topic tags. So I can just click on these, boom, 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 and add them again. You don't have to use these. They're just a kind of a quick helper. So add option to expand longer curator commentary. Okay, so continued support to curator content. So we're going to go to here and we're going to look at curated collections. And well, we need to remove this because this is not a collection. Not a collection. So we're trying to figure out why people are adding posts that are not collections and calling them collections. So that's strange. So we're trying to figure out why people are doing this to help them not do it, because this isn't a collection. Okay, we're going to refresh it so that it's not there. All right, so let's see if any of these have longer. It's very short here. It's very short. They have short curator commentary. How about this guy? I think maybe he does. No, he has short commentary as well. Okay, let's see if they have longer commentary. They don't even have commentary. So this is going well. It's funny. Okay, there we go. Here's a plus. So they have a very long curator commentary on the beginning, and then all their post commentaries are very short. Don't forget that I'm on a hotspot and I have slow internet, so that's why things are slow. Okay, so you saw the example. That's basically what we did. Detect some sort of display and help with images. Add image to comment. when selected in editor menu dropdown. So just helping with adding images to posts and comments. Support update. So this is a hard fork 25, another hard fork 25 thing that isn't necessarily a new thing, but it just changed to update how it works. Show latest payment date for HBD and interest. Okay. Just a small change. If you really want me to show you this, it's you go into the wallet and we will show you the date right here. That's exactly what we did. That small sort of thing is a brand new, like we have to go in and program in that sort of thing. It doesn't take long, so we do these in moments, but just that's a new change. So, all right. Show links in pending queued actions. So in the queue, when you're doing a bunch of things, then it will show up. Oops, that's the conversations. It'll show up in the queue here in activities. Okay. Notification mark encounter in browser tab. So if you don't want that notification mark to show up in the browser tab, like you see in Discord, it has a 1. That's a notification mark. So you can go into settings and you can turn that on. So let's see where that's at. So notification on browser tab, I have it turned off. I don't have any notifications right now, so even if I turn this on, you wouldn't see anything. I don't actually want that. So I have it turned off. So it's just a quality of life thing. Fix image remove button in editor. Okay. Fix avail. So these are fixes, and the fixes should just mean that these things work better in general. Okay. So there was a lot going on. Obviously, the biggest thing is search. I'd love to see videos. I know that PeakD would tip and give large votes to people that do videos or posts about the new search features, or give feedback about new search features. So let's do another one. Let's do tipping. I want to see what people are writing about tipping, because tipping is an awesome thing on PeakD. So let's see if they're writing about it on PeakD. They're talking about it. Oh, because you can have the word tipping point. See, tipping point. And then there's something called a tipping challenge. Tipping on PeakD. Are they ever writing about that? Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. We're writing about it. PeakD. They wrote about it. Historic day, tipping is live on PeakD. Well, that's awesome. Actually, PeakD should give that a vote, but I'm not logged in as PeakD. So I should go through and find a bunch of cool things that talk about PeakD and give them some tips, because there's some old stuff before tipping was around. Oh, wait. So when was that? April 24th of last year, tipping was live. Tipping is now completely free too. Okay, so just a lot more to be said and a lot to be shown about searches on PeakD. We're going to see if there's been an uptick on the amount of people doing searches. And again, the mobile experience is a little bit different. You're going to have to choose specifically what you want. For desktop, we said you've got extra space. How about we show you all a little bit of results from all of them? All right, I hope you enjoyed the video or found it useful. I'm going to do another one after the hard fork. Let me know what you think.